Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about another question I had on how do you take your offline business online if you're new to social media and blogging and that sort of thing. So we've got a man who's in the niche of photography and he's already a successful photographer, and what he wants to do is take his business offline to online using ContentStudio. And he wanted to know, what do you do? Where do you begin? So another lady also in our Facebook group mentioned that if you think about the questions that your audience wants to know about and talk about those aspects, then that would be really helpful. And I think she's right from the things I've read too. And I've also recently had to do this similar kind of thing where I've already got a business that's offline, mortgage broking business, and I also wanted to take my business online and have more of an online presence. I had done online things in the past, but it was never connected to my business, or none of the things were ever connected up. So what the lady suggested doing was curating content first and sending it out to social media with your commentary, and then seeing what sort of feedback you get, and then you can sort of start your own blog from there. And I think that's really good advice, so I'm going to try it too. So anyways, this is how you do it. The other thing he said is, as a new person, where can you find out videos on how ContentStudio works? Well, I've done a walkthrough, but mine are very basic. Also, ContentStudio themselves, if you Google YouTube, have a channel, and Wakazim also has a channel, and his videos are really, really helpful too for ContentStudio and Replug and how it all works. So they're sort of the main places that I would go. Then the next thing is the dashboard here. So if you're a newbie to ContentStudio, he said, oh, I don't have time to start it up. How can you get started quickly? So this is what you do. You go in here, you go to social accounts, and you'd add your social account. So what you do here is you just hit connect to a new Facebook group, and what it does is it asks for permission, and then it goes through the steps. I won't go through the steps because I've already gone through the steps and I don't want to confuse it. So here we are back at our social accounts. So that's for Facebook. For Twitter, same thing, saying can't get access, try again, but just because it's already linked up. Connect a new Twitter profile, and then it takes you through the steps. Same with Pinterest. Connect a profile, and you can connect a profile with boards as well. And LinkedIn, you can also connect your company as well as yourself, and then Tumblr. You just connect Tumblr. I don't use Tumblr, so I don't really know how that works. Okay, so then the next thing I do after you connected up your social profiles, if you have them, if you don't, I'd make one, like make a Facebook page, make a Twitter page, and do just to get a Pinterest if your target's at all female, because 80% of people on Pinterest are females, or LinkedIn. So anywhere you think your audience are, I would join up and maybe test some of them out too. Okay, the next step you do as a complete newbie is you'd say sources, and then you'd add your domains here. Like for example, I'll put in my finance blog. You normally put the HTTPS. If you know the RSS feed, put the RSS feed in, but I don't know it. So I'm just searching. Now mine's already in here because I've already added it, so it will come up saying that it's been added, but I'll just show you how this works. Okay, then after we wait for this, we will, oh, there you go, it's come up. So you can see that's my channel. So then you just say, okay, add feed. That's not my channel, sorry, that's my blog. So you hit add feed. This is my own blog. But what you would do if you didn't have a blog is you'd add all the feeds of all the blogs that you're interested in reading that you find that aren't already in here. I'd just Google, I'd go around and I'd do a little research mission, because once you've added them in here, you can then go into discovery, because that's done. In photography, you'd hit the word photography, because usually you look at what your clients are looking for, not your own niche. Like I wouldn't type in mortgage broker, I'd type in probably small business helpful, otherwise what would I do? I'd type in accounting programs or something, because a lot of my business comes from accountants or lawyers, those sorts of people in Australia. It doesn't really, or buyer's agent, it doesn't come from other mortgage brokers. So I probably wouldn't type in mortgage broker, because it's what your ideal audience is looking for, not what you're looking for. His audience in this unique are also other photographers. So in his case, he would type in photography, being a photographer. So you can see here how to discover your ideal photography client. Well, this might be a useful article anyway. So maybe have a look at that. Do an article preview. You can see it there. Your customer avatar, their likes and dislikes. This is quite good advice, I think. All right, so how do you, and they're saying the same thing we're just saying about your client avatar. Who is your client? Who are they? Where are they? What do they do for a living? What are their hobbies? What websites do they browse daily? Because you want to have the websites in there so you know what it is they're thinking about and what the RSS feeds in, so that when you're looking for content related to them, you're trying to think of how your product answers their problems. Like if someone's having a wedding, how does wedding photography help them? Or have beautiful pictures of your wedding? That's sort of, as a photographer, what you'd be looking for. So you can also go to the source from here. Sorry, my keyboard's frozen. You could also go to the actual article too, as well as, anyway, it's a 5-minute read. The other thing it does is it tells you how many times it's being shared on Facebook, Pinterest and LinkedIn. You could share the post straight from here. It also tells you how many Twitter influencers have retweeted this article. So obviously the influencers are into this article. See, photography news. And this could also give you ideas for other people you could target on Twitter too. And who the followers are. That's interesting. What does that guy do? Online training for photographers. Wow. You don't need them now, do you? You could do it yourself. I'm only joking. All right, so that's how you would do that. And then preview, that previews the article. Twitter influencers, yep. Share this post, add to favourites and save to pocket. The point, okay, if you add to favourites, you can create a folder called photography. And there we go. Select the folder. There you go. Now that's been added to your favourites. So you can look at it later if you want to. You can sort by it. And also save to pocket. That will save the article to pocket for you to reuse later as well if you want to. That's what they use pocket for. All right, so what you do then, so you found some great articles. Say you've gone through here, you found a few good articles. You can either compose straight out of there, or you can go in here into Composer. And you'd say, okay, you go to social media, and then you could probably schedule a little post now, whatever you want to do. Let's say schedule for now. Okay, then you just click your ones. These are my ones, who obviously you wouldn't be. But here they are. And then what you do is you go in here, and like I said, you're usually searching the niche from the perspective of the client, not from yours, but because your niche is photographers as well as photography clients, you can do this. All right, so maybe that is a good article, how to discover your ideal photography client. So what you can do is you can put it in there, drag it in there, have a look. It tells you how many characters you have left. Then you can say great article or whatever. After you read it, try not to say, I know I'm doing it here because I'm not a photographer, so I don't know whether it is a great article or not, but try and be more specific about why you like it, so that you're sort of imparting your knowledge as well when you're talking about why it's good. Okay, so let's say this one can go to, whoops, then we go to this one, we'll drag that in there. You have to add a source link. Did you see that? It just shortened it and put it in there to give you more characters left at the end. Same thing will happen with Twitter. Watch this, it's like magic. See, shortened it, gave you some more characters left. Put the picture, you can change the picture as well, you can enhance it. Especially if you are a photographer, it'd be good for that perspective to be able to put some of your work out too. All right, so this is Facebook as well, gives you some characters left too. You'd probably say a few things on all these. And the other thing you can do is change the picture. So what you do is you put the content out there and then see what comes back. And the other thing you can do on your content is add a CTA. I don't think you can on this website though, because I think this website has iframes, and on an iframed website you can't put a link on. See, iframe's not allowed on that. Okay, so let's try a different one just for the sake of, let's have another look at this. Let's have a here. Let's use this one. Whoops. There we go. How can you boost your online presence if you're in the photography business? Then let's do a replugs call to action. Your one would be download this free guide on top tips for photographers, or something like that. There we go. It's already done that. All right, so there's your replug links in there. Okay, so here it is. It's got my call to action over the top there. And in this, so I've already done a video on all the call to actions and how you do that, but that's where it is. What I might do then is go back here. Okay, so that's how that works for Twitter, and then same with Facebook. All right, so you can see the characters left and all this. Then what you can do is you can either just post them all now or schedule them. Let's just schedule them for now. There we go. Oh, I've got to select a date to schedule. So let's select 29th, 4 o'clock, or 25. I don't think I'll repeat them. Okay, so that's ready. So now we go into the scheduler. We select that campaign we just did. And there they are. The links in there. All right, so now what we do is I think that was them. Oh no, this is it, photography here. All right, anyway, so that's how you find them. You just got to find where you put the account name. All right, so the next thing is automations. So let's say, okay, you could just stop there. You could just stop at content creation. You could just stop at doing some posts like that. Or now you could go one step further, do a new campaign and call it new photography campaign. And then this is how to automate what you just manually did, so you can see what it is to do. Let's say the keywords are photography, or you could just take it from a specific site. Like if it was, for example, your site, you could just take the site. Be careful using and, because if you use and, say you do a photography site and a specific website, all it will do is only pull articles that have the word photography in them from that one site. If you say or, it could be all photography, words with a keyword, anything in the whole RSS database with photography in it, and then also a domain specific, make sure they include a specific domain as well. Okay, so you've got all these ones, and then you could also pick, obviously languages and that sort of thing, post age, like don't go over a specific date, or you can automatically add your call to action in all of them if you wanted to. And then you can have mention the author is the other thing, automatically mention the author. And then the other thing which I did want to tell you is, oh yeah, anywhere in the world. Like a lot of my business, for example, is only in Australia. If your photography business is only in the UK, you may not want pictures from all over the world, but you probably don't mind, because photography, you travel a lot anyway. It's pretty universal, I think. Unless the specific niche is, say you want wedding photographers only in a certain country or something like that, then you would narrow it down. You could build a different, automation for each thing you're targeting. Okay, so then we'll say this. We'll just make it up. Actually, not 3 hours. maybe every 3 days. Okay, and then I'd like to review. Always make sure you tick that because you want to look at it before you publish it. So all you've done now is automate just the same thing that you did before. You can go in and edit it later this week from here if you want to, or you can just go into your planner and look at that new campaign you just did. Automation campaign, which is this one. New photography campaign, and it will tell you all the ones you've got scheduled to go out. Then you can just go in there, have a look at them and edit it, and then work out if you want to schedule it or not. From there, once you know really what sort of content your clients are interested in, you can then go in and start doing blog posts. And this tool sort of, you probably want to do like all your research first, and then when you kind of worked out who your target was and what they're interested in and what sort of things they like, then you'd start going and doing a blog and then promoting the blog through the influencers that you met and all that sort of thing. Well, that's kind of the next step. So that's what I would do if I was new. That's how I would go about it, and that's kind of what the lady from the Facebook group said to do.